September 16th, 2016, I had to meet a tailor. Handsome young man, nice looking. We had lunch and we talked about attaining greatness together while I ordered for a gray blazer. After lunch, he told me his price and told me when he would deliver. I paid him in full and I paid him 2,000 naira extra. That will be $5 or $6, depending on your aboki. And I gave him 1 week extra to deliver. Today is April 28th of 2018. 19 months later. I don't have the blazer. I don't have my money back. I don't have an apology or an explanation as to why I don't have any of this. 6 months ago, I engaged the printer. Can you print this for me? Yes. Can you print it the way this one is? Yes. When he delivered something totally different from the design that he was given, I asked him, this thing and this thing, are they the same? He told me, perfect. So I started to think, what really is the problem? Please don't get me wrong. There are still very few people who give good services. However, I've lived in Warri, where I returned to, for more than 2 years now. I'm yet to find a suit maker that won't break my heart. You know why? Mediocrity. Every year, the university's admissions board reduces the cutoff mark. You know why? Mediocrity. Our graduates can't compete internationally with their counterparts. You know why? Mediocrity. Returning home with a lot of enthusiasm, I thought I was coming to meet some of the most creative people in the world. But I can tell you that over 40% of the university graduates I've met in Delta State cannot construct a good sentence or speak English for 5 minutes. You know why? Mediocrity. Mediocrity is the enemy. I repeat, mediocrity is the enemy. Mediocrity is competing with Satan right up there. Again, I say, mediocrity is the enemy. And then you ask me, why am I sounding like this? I'm very humbled to be here today. It seems as though I'm amongst the community of future thinkers in Warri. However, I'm concerned if I do not share this room with people who are promoting mediocrity. Every time you accept mediocrity, you endorse it. And every time you endorse mediocrity, you set a new standard. And you set a new syllabus for the children to come. I said mediocrity is the enemy, and you might think I'm very dramatic. Right above all these things that we've listed here today, mediocrity has reached a new high, epidemic level. This is the reason why you go to an average Chicken Republic shop, they don't give you serviette. This is the reason why lateness is excused every day. This is the reason why you give somebody a thing to do, you already know he won't deliver. Mediocrity is the enemy. Every time you give or accept mediocrity, you destroy the future we are re-engineering. So in re-engineering the future, we must all come together and eliminate our enemy, mediocrity. Very, very important that we do this. In our movie industry today, a group of mediocres come together to award another group of mediocres. And somehow, we can't seem to produce good movies because why? The last one that was awarded, how was it? Why beat the standard? Back in the day, if you fail a class, you repeat the class. But in today's society, especially in our private-owned institution, primary or secondary, nobody repeats a class. Everybody is a good student. You know why? Mediocrity. Tell your neighbor, mediocrity is the enemy. Here's the thing to think about. Very, very important. No matter how much grammar we speak here today about the future, if the standards keep reducing, our children's future is already on a very weak foundation. The reason why the young secondary school students in this city have no high aspiration is because there is no high standard to compete for. So you and I must come together to raise the bar and put it up there. The harder you have to work to attain recognition, the more work you have to do. But in recent time, we know how our people organize awards that people pay for or that their sponsors sponsor. So we do not even trust the next winner of an award that would happen this year. You know why? Mediocrity. So here are 3 things that I want to suggest to you to do. Number 1, insist on standards. If your supplier supplies you with inferior materials, do not engage in the conversation. Insist on the quality material and let that be it. The reason why these suppliers keep supplying inferior materials is because some people somewhere accept them. Insist on the standard. This means reject mediocrity. Why is this so important? In this city, if you tell someone, I want it to be this way, mediocres always have a way of dragging down people who strive for excellence. And they go, it too do. Who it is say be self. And when mediocres gather to talk among themselves, instead of them to insist on quality, they use the phrase like, we go run am. At all and winch. Bad as he bad. They go manage on like that. And for those of you who went to some schools or you are exposed, you say, whatever. So somehow, we have passed a complacent culture of mediocrity. Number 2, go the extra mile. How would you feel if an hotel you checked out of months ago sends you a handwritten note saying, we miss you, come again? We want to deliver what we are paid for. But all the business legends you've listened to tell you 110% is the key to success, not 100. Why won't it be you who goes the extra mile? Again, I would say, mediocrity is the enemy. Number 3, stick around excellence-driven people. A mediocre has a way of efficiently driving poverty into those he's around. Everywhere mediocrity strives, poverty is a legend. And the more you stick around mediocres, the more like them you become. And you will see no reason to insist on excellence. Someone here will tell me, this guy doesn't know my struggle. That's why he speaks like this. That's an excuse. An excuse at the oxygen of mediocrity. And let me tell you something. Never excuse failure. And one thing you must know about excuses is this. Your excuse is not peculiar to you. I lived alone at 8, 2. I'm from a polygamous home, 2. My father never paid my school fees, 2. My mother, who cared, had a stroke when I was in 200 level, 2. I do not have a rich relative, 2. There is no oil in my village, 2. Your excuses are not peculiar to you. I like to tell you that you are special, but you're really not special. You are unique in a different way, but these excuses are our excuses. So do me a favor. I don't want to be rude, but I'd like to tell you how I really feel. Shut up and move on. Otherwise, you would wake up and there will be no coffee. Thank you.